we on episode 20. This
20.
is actually like a part two of our first episode. Our very first episode was building momentum, and this is like building momentum part two, goal stacking. So we'll be talking about goal stacking. So first and foremost, it's your boy E Double.
What's up, good people? Surgical Lavelle, and yeah, I'm excited, man. Excited to hop in this topic. Excited to talk about what goal stacking is and introducing this concept.
What's up,
Because I
Mark?
think it'll be helpful. It'll be helpful, man, and help a lot of people to take on this year and really elevate and accomplish some things, bro.
So yeah, so when we first started, I think our first episode was it December?
December, yeah.
Yeah, so December, and then that first episode was building momentum. So basically, things you can incorporate instead of waiting until the new year, right? Like a lot of people waiting until January 1st to try to start new goals and things like that. And what we basically were talking about on that episode is not needing to stop, and then ways to get started on building that momentum. And then this is just kind of like an extension of that, right? So you've already started, you've built some momentum, and then now goal stacking comes into place. So basically, let's just go and get right into it. And like always, our kits to all of our episodes is in the bio. So just click that link and it'll take you to our website. That's still in the works, but that page is up and it'll show all of our kits, which is a very high level kind of presentation of what we talk about. And then there's like some resources to books on that specific topic, or links to websites and things like that'll kind of dive a little bit deeper into the topics that we discussed. So without further ado, let's go and get into it. So what's goal stacking, man?
Goal stacking, man. So if you guys have been following us for a while, you know that we do our best to try to introduce new ideas and concepts that'll help you grow in knowledge, impact, and in thought. So with goal stacking, basically what goal stacking is, it's a process of building on an ideal or a set of ideas that can progress your personal and professional mission and purpose. So it's essentially understanding what your mission and your purpose is, understanding what your what and your why is, and then using that as a foundation to set your goals, using it as a foundation to be able to multiply your goals, essentially. And basically, when you're able to align your personal and your professional mission and purpose together, you can establish a foundation that allows you to maximize your ideas to its fullest potential. So something that I've done, and Eric and I have talked about this quite a few times, is I've set up, I guess you would say, a mission and purpose statement for my life, right? And so with that statement, it's aligned with me personally, professionally, and then it really defines my mission and my purpose. So for me, it's create the benefits that connect people to better and move people forward. And then with that particular statement, it's like a baseline to everything for me. So whether it's something that's personal, whether it's something that's professional, I always go back to that foundation. Does it allow me to create the benefits that connect people to better and move people forward? So if it's something where it's related to business and someone that I'm dealing with, i.e. keep it thorough. When this situation was brought to my attention, Eric asked me to, go in with him on this aligned with my mission and my purpose, and it also aligned with my personal and my professional vision, right? And even when it comes to things that are personal, right? If it's something that working out, staying healthy, me understanding how important health is a benefit that I can create. And what that benefit allows me to do is be able to inspire other people to do the same thing, right? So understanding the value of that statement and how it aligns with your personal and your professional vision, but also having it define your mission and your purpose, right? And so with your mission and your purpose, is like I was just saying, it's what you want to do and then why you want to do it. And then by understanding your mission and your purpose, it allows you to keep yourself accountable and create the best course of action. So your mission and purpose just really it's your map, right? It's something that allows you to stay on course. It's something that allows you to, like I said, have a foundation to build on. It's something that you can always refer back to whenever you're faced with some sort of challenge, or whenever you're trying to identify, is this the best course of action for me? Is it the right move for me? Because the mission and the purpose is something that, you know, you find value in. It's something that really defines who you are, what you want to do, why you want to do it. And what that allows you to do is goal stack. It allows you to have one idea or one goal, and then you can start building on that. And it doesn't have to necessarily be something that's a goal as far as like, you know, maybe I want to lose weight or something like that. But it could be something so small as a certain habit that you create, or a certain adjustment that you make within your day, or something that allows you to be more consistent.
Which that's a good example though, right? So say losing weight is a goal, right?
Right.
Like you may not start off right away saying, okay, I'm gonna go to the gym 5 days a week, because that may be unrealistic. If you haven't been working out for several years, thinking you're gonna get up and be disciplined enough to go to the gym every day, you know, 5 out of 7 days, you know, that might not be realistic for a lot of people. So kind of starting small, right? Like, okay, I'm gonna start by adjusting my eating habits, right? So, you know, I eat out 5 times a week, or I eat a lot of fried food. I'm gonna limit, you know, how much fried food I'm eating per week, right? And then after you're able to accomplish that goal, then you add on to that. You know what I mean? That's goal stacking, right? So now, okay, now I'm gonna implement, you know, vegetables, right? Like I'm gonna start eating more vegetables, and then now maybe, you know, okay, I'm gonna go for a walk around the block. You know what I mean? That's what goal stacking is. Building on top of, you know, other goals that you have to get you to that, you know, primary, you know, location that you're trying to get to, or point that you're trying to get to. So that's like really kind of like what goal stacking is. And to go back to your point, said you're very detail oriented, right? And your mission and purpose is very solid. Like it almost comes off as like this is something you've been thinking about for like a really long time. You know what I'm saying? Which is really good. And I like to show the other side of that, right?
Yeah.
Because when you asked me that question, that was a hard question for me to answer for myself. Like, so I'm a serial entrepreneur, right? Like, I like to get my hands in a bunch of different things, and above all, what I've learned is I kind of just like to create business, get it to a point where it's functioning, and kind of move on to like the next thing. You know what I'm saying? And I would like, cause I like passive income. I try to build passive income. So one of my goals last year, and kind of bled over into this year, is consolidation, right? Like looking at everything that I'm trying to do, and kind of, which we're going to get to in a minute when we talk about building blocks and chop. Matter of fact, let's just go on to building blocks and chopping blocks, and then I'm gonna say this piece and then get into that, right? But so the next segment is building blocks and chopping blocks, which I'll talk about. But I had to look through everything that I was trying to do and say, okay, does this really fit with my purpose, my mission purpose, what I'm trying to accomplish, right? Or is this just something that I'm doing for like the wrong reasons, so to speak? You know what I'm saying? So and I had to look at like my own personal brand, which my own personal brand is my name is Eric Evans, E double. It feeds off into my music, and you know, E double is team double up. You know, it's all about doubling up, whether that's financially, whether that's, you know, just
time,
your
energy,
goals,
effort,
you know, just your efficiency, doubling up on your fit, whatever the case may be, it's all about doubling up. And, you know, I've been aligning all of my various things I'm interested in around that, right? So like if you listen to my music, you hear the positivity and what I'm talking about growing and, you know, becoming a man in my music. You see what we're doing with Keep It Thorough, and, you know, trying to provide positivity and doubling up on that knowledge, and, you know, and giving, you know, certain financial tips as it pertains to crypto or building credit and all those type of things, or other businesses that I'm doing, which, you know, aligns with, you know, helping out my family and improvement, you know, all those things. But that was a hard question when you first presented that to me. You know what I mean? because mine isn't as specific, I guess, but it made me really think about it and kind of reevaluate all the things that I was doing. And I think that's important for a lot of people, because I don't think most people, if presented with that question, you know, what is your mission and purpose? I don't think most people can answer that question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's just that's real talk. But once you can, you know, clearly identify that, then the way you move becomes different. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay, does this align with what I'm trying to accomplish?
Exactly.
You know, and then it's like, nah, this really doesn't make. So let me focus on, you know, things that are
that helps me. Yeah.
Yeah, so building blocks versus chopping blocks. So in the simplest form, like building blocks are goals that are aligned with your mission and purpose. And chopping blocks are goals that are misaligned with your mission and purpose, which kind of goes in with what I was just talking about. So building blocks. So what will these building blocks do for you? They'll help you maximize your time and talents. They'll help to motivate and push you forward. And they'll help you create healthy habits and relationships. And when we say help you maximize your time and talents, when you're spending time on things that you're passionate about and that you care deeply about, you're just naturally going to want to do more of that. And when you're doing that and it aligns with your goals, you're maximizing your time because you're not wasting your time, right? Like, so you're not just sitting on social media, or you're not just sitting around watching TV, or, you know, whatever the case may be. You're focused on something that really drives you and pushes you forward. So, you know, it'll help you maximize your time and talents. As far as helping to motivate and push you forward, again, those two things kind of align. When you're focused, you know, heavily on something that you really care about, it's going to motivate you to keep going and to try additional things, you know, and to goal stack, you know what I mean? To add on additional things that can help, you know, because at the end of the day, it's all about moving forward. You know what I mean? It's all about making progress, you know, even if it's 1% a day, you know what I mean? As long as you're making some progress every day, that's the goal. And then create healthy habits and relationships. To go back to the point I made about like the fitness thing, right? When you stick to something and you take small steps and you goal stack, over time, you're going to build healthy habits, and it becomes a habit, just that, but a healthy habit. You know what I mean? Because there's also terrible habits that most people have, you know? And then when I say relationships, I'm a big believer in energy, right? And what you put out and is the type of energy that'll be reciprocated, right? So like if you're focused on something and you're putting a lot of energy and you build these healthy habits and you're putting yourself in certain positions and rooms around those things that you like, you're naturally going to meet people that align with you, right? And then those type of people are great to be in your life because, one, y'all can feed off of each other, y'all can learn from each other, and then you can build those relationships, which is a beautiful thing, right? So so now chopping blocks, goals that are misaligned with your mission and purpose, what will these do? They'll cause you to compromise on your integrity. If you're doing something that doesn't align with necessarily your brand or something, you know, or acting in a way that you know normally wouldn't, it can not only cause you to compromise your integrity, but it also can be negative to your brand, depending on what it is you're doing. You know, surrounding yourself with certain people that are doing things that don't align with your brand.
Let me interject on that real quick. Go ahead. Because you said something that you said a word that really stands out to me, bro. Brand, and really understanding, you know, and I always say this as well too, that we are our own personal brand. Everything about us is a brand. The way that we carry ourselves, what we do, our character, how we interact with other people. You know, it's just basically the identity of who we are. That's what our brand is. And like what you were just saying, man, it can cause you to compromise your integrity. If you really look at yourself as a brand, not necessarily as a business, because you can do that as well too, but when you really look at yourself as a brand, certain things begin to matter to you a little bit more. Certain things begin to be more of a priority. Certain things begin to be something that you just constantly evaluate, especially when it comes to being the best version of yourself, right? And then understanding how this kind of plays into goal achievement and goal stacking, you begin to see how being around certain people and doing certain things or doing things that are misaligned with your brand or don't represent you well can really distract you from the direction that you're trying to go, which is forward. And like you just said, the goal is to move forward, whether it's 1%, whether it's, you know, a small smidget, it's all about forward progress. But when you're doing things that may compromise your integrity or causes you to kind of rethink certain things or really just, you know, put you in a position to where you're distracted. You're moving in a direction that's really not reflective of what you want and why you want it. You know, it causes people to look at you differently, and then you begin to miss out on opportunities, right? Because I think one of the most useful things that you can have as an individual, and especially if you look at yourself as a brand, is authenticity, right? And if you're being an authentic person and you're being your most authentic self, typically people are going to be more attracted to you because it's like, you know what? I know what I'm getting out of that person, right? It's like every time that I'm interacting with this individual, I'm getting the same thing. I'm getting the same positive energy.
Yeah, and I was just about to say that feeds into that energy
It
piece.
feeds
You know
into
what I mean?
that energy. Exactly, bro. And it's like, man, every time that we connect, man, it's a positive vibe. You know, they're always encouraging me. You know, they're always giving me tidbits of information that can really elevate me,
Challenging me. You know what I mean?
challenging me,
Like,
healthy challenges and stuff like that. And so, you know, being your most authentic self and doing the things that really align with your brand and not allows you to compromise is such a useful thing because it really allows you to progress in life in a way that's going to have you reaching goals that you may have thought were unattainable. Because what happens is you're going to start getting put in different circles. People are going to start trusting you. People are going to know, like, man, this is somebody that I can depend on. So I
exactly.
want to put you in this environment. I want to let you to connect with these people. Like, I'm willing to put my name out on the line because I know what I get out of you, and I know you're going to present yourself in the same way whenever I put you into these circles or have you connecting with these people. And it works both ways, right? Because now it's like, man, such and such. Eric told me about Cedric, and I know Eric is a good guy. Cedric came in and he did X, Y, and Z. And it's like, wow, like both of those individuals are two people that I can really depend on. And I really like being around them, right? And that's what helps you build up your networking circle. That's
Yeah.
what helps you grow your impact, right? You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, bro, really, really understanding how it's important not to compromise your integrity and really value yourself as a brand. Like that's a useful nugget, man, that can really like take you.
No, no,
Far, bro.
100%, bro. You made a whole lot of very good points. Whole lot of very good points. So to continue on with that, right? So again, goals that are misaligned with your mission and purpose will cause a lack of drive and motivation. If you're spending a lot of time, like a lot of people's main driver is money.
Yeah.
Let's just be real, right? So a lot of people do certain things because they think it'll net them a lot of money. So if you're spending a lot of time and working on goals or something that you think just will get you a lot of money, but you're not necessarily passionate about whatever that goal is, you might not be giving it your all. Therefore, it's going to kind of stifle your progress and you might not be moving as quickly as you'd like, right? And by doing that, it can cause a lack of drive and motivation for you on things that you may be actually interested in. You know,
Right.
like you may not put the time in because you're like, you know, you just focusing on things that don't align with your goal has kind of just deflated you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you lose motivation. You're not focused. You don't have that same type of drive, you know? And then the final thing is it might deter you from pursuing your goals that are aligned, which I kind of just alluded to that. You know what I mean? Like focusing on things that don't align can stop you from focusing on things that do align. You know what I'm saying? Because you're wasting time and energy, and it's easier to give up than it is to try to change course or to pivot. You know what I mean? Or to
Right.
be agile. You know what I mean? It's easier to throw your hands up than it is to do some of those things. So again,
That can get discouraging too. You know what I'm
what
saying?
what can get
It's just
discouraged?
as far as like when you, it's like you're spinning your wheels. Like you
Oh
keep
yeah,
trying to
yeah,
do
yeah.
something, right? But you're investing your time in the wrong areas. And
Exactly.
so it's like, man, ain't nothing working.
Right.
Or nothing is happening the way I expected it to, right? And
And
so that's what
because you really don't even care about this thing that you spending all this time on, and you're really
right.
not giving it your all. Your heart really ain't into it. You know what I'm saying? So you're really wasting time, and now you could have been spending that time on something that
Doing something
does
else.
work for you, something that you are invested in and interested in.
Right.
So yeah, so that's building blocks and chopping blocks, which again, building blocks, things that can help, that can build you. When it comes to goal stacking, and chopping blocks are things that can hurt you, you know, and cause you to lose that momentum, you know. So we'll move on to the next segment here. So the next segment is goal hack, and said is dope with these analogies and concepts, right? Hack is an acronym. It stands for habits, adjustments, consistency, and knowledge. Go ahead, Said. I'm gonna let you know I got the first two, and then I'll take on the second two.
Yeah. So obviously, when you think about a hack, it's something that, you know, gives you the opportunity to access something that may have been restricted, but you kind of got the inside and to get into it, the code to get into it. And when it comes to goals, I feel like these are four things that are very useful as it relates to achieving goals and really sticking to your goals. So that, like you said, it's habits, adjustments, consistency, and knowledge. And so when you look at habits is basically how we look at it is identifying patterns that promote growth, right? And so I say this all the time, like every day for me is an experience, right? And it's something that it's a day that I've obviously never experienced before because it's a new day, but I look at every moment in my day as a learning opportunity. What can I learn from this day, from this moment? What can I get out of this day? How can I maximize my day? What can I do differently than I did yesterday? What can allow me to elevate and progress and move forward and be the best version of myself? All those things that you think about, right? And so if you're looking at your day and you're identifying patterns in your day that promote growth, that allows you to build better habits, right? And like I was saying earlier, with goal stacking can be in your habits. You're doing one thing today and you identify something that really was beneficial for you. And then you say, okay, I see that if I get up at 5:45 instead of 6:15, this gives me an additional, 30 minutes to pray and meditate, or whatever the case may be, right? Or if you know that at a certain time you typically get tired, and you say, I know if I take a nap at this time, I'm able to wake up at this time and have more energy that I can invest in doing whatever, right? So it's identifying those patterns that you have day by day and kind of just analyzing your entire day.
Yeah, and I think also to go out and actively search for healthy habits. You know what I'm saying? Like what are things? So like something that you introduced, right? Which I had been looking for, but I broke down and just did it the way you did it. Because I was looking for a digital calendar because I was trying to plan. Couldn't find what I was looking for. But you've been a big advocate for old school planner. Book, pen to paper. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's very important to plan your day. That is a very important habit. A person should not be able to ask you more times than not, what are you doing on such and such day, and you say nothing, or I don't know. That's terrible time management. Like you should be, a lot of your time should be accounted for. If it's not accounted for, then that means you're going to waste it,
right?
Or you're just doing whatever, and that's not a way to be productive. So
moving aimlessly.
Exactly. So that's something that I've adopted, and like my days are planned out, and it sounds crazy. But like most days I'm literally doing something from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep.
Exactly.
Like literally. You know what I mean? Like from the, Monday through Friday, I get up at Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I get up at 6 a.m. I'm working out from 6:30 to 7:30. I get home, hop in the shower, take my kids to school, start my work day at 8:30. I'm working 8:30 to 5 after work. I'm not going to give y'all my whole schedule every single day, but there's things that are scheduled every single day. You know what I mean? And now I do give myself a rest day. I think rest is important. And now my rest days typically fall on the weekend. So depending on if I'm working out Saturday or Sunday, which shifts between things I got going on, I'll take either Saturday or Sunday as a rest day. And the other day I'm working out and I'm doing and spending time on housework, doing lawn work and things like that. But it's very important to plan your day. That is a very big habit, and it allows yourself to hold yourself accountable. To look back like, okay, I know I need to do X, Y, Z. Let me make sure I get this knocked out. And then you feel good about yourself at the end of
accomplishment.
you're like, today was today was successful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got a lot accomplished today. You know what I'm
It's a
saying?
win. Yeah.
And like me and Cedric have talked about this before. Like, I think if you talk to most people, when they say like, damn, it's already May, right? Like, we're almost halfway through the year, which I honestly can look back on this year, and I'm sure Seth feels the same way. We've done a lot this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot has happened this year. The way I look at it is I got 7 more months. Like, damn. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I can do a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very excited about that. And I would say by far, this has probably been one of the most productive years of my life. Like, truthfully. You know, and I plan for that to continue to be the case and to build up on those healthy habits. But yeah, habits,
no doubt, bro.
Healthy habits are extremely important.
Yes, sir. And then the next one was adjustments and being flexible to change course and redirect when necessary. And, you know, so we always talking about being able to pivot. You know, when certain things come up, being able to be flexible enough to move into a different direction and change course when you have to, right? And one thing that I know, because we've all experienced before, whenever we're working towards something and we come up into a roadblock, right? And it's like, I don't know which direction I need to go, or you just get you get stagnant. And like we were talking about earlier, you lack the motivation, you lack the drive, and you kind of just allow things to kind of fall to the wayside, right? But being able to adjust is one of those hacks for goals. Like understanding that obstacles are gonna come, right? That's inevitable. And like we've said in the past before, obstacles are just nothing but opportunities, right? If you look at it that way, the way that you perceive those situations and the way that you embark upon those challenges is going to be a lot different, right? Because if you look at it, it's like, you know what? I know that I want to get to a reward, but I'm going to have to go through some resistance. I know that there's going to be certain things that are going to happen in life as I try to move forward, as I do my best to be better, as I work towards achieving this goal. I know it's not going to come to me easily. I know it's going to be some resistance. I know I'm going to have to go through something to get to something, right? So it's like, let me fix in my mind that there's going to be a moment where I have to adjust. There's going to be a moment where I have to kind of change course. There's going to be a moment where I have to be flexible and bend just a little bit. That way it can propel me forward when the opportunity comes, right? And you're still moving forward. You're still making your progress. You're still doing the things that are necessary day by day, but you're allowing yourself to be flexible enough to make a move when it's needed, right? And then, like I said, just understanding that some things just happen. Like it's stuff that we can't control or that we may not be privy of. But one thing's for certain, that anytime that you're looking to achieve something or you're pursuing something, there's going to always be some kind of problem. It can be a small problem or it can be a bigger one. But that's the whole beauty, I believe, in achieving a goal. It's like, man, when these obstacles and these things come up, how can I go about these challenges and really make it a win? Because I feel like whenever you go through something, man, it creates endurance. It shows that you're battle tested, right? So when other situations come up, you're familiar with it. It's nothing that's unknown to you because you've already experienced certain things. It's like, okay, I know how this feels. I know, when things like this happen, these are the things that I have in my toolkit that I can use and that I'm equipped with to kind of help me build and navigate through this thing. So it's cool. I'm welcome to challenges, right? Because I know how to adjust. I know how to pivot. I know how to move in a different direction if I need to. I have resources. I have a network of people that I can connect with. I know what direction to go as it relates to what questions to ask and who to ask them to, right? So,
and truthfully, those challenges are the biggest growth opportunities.
Oh, like most definitely, bro.
When everything's smooth sailing, there's not a lot of opportunity for growth. You know what I mean? And then you kind of get complacent to a certain extent, like when you are faced with challenges and you have to adjust, that's where you grow and learn, and when you're really challenged.
Exactly, man. That's 100% facts, bro. But yeah, that's all I got on adjustments, man. Be ready to adjust.
Yeah, so the next two are consistency and knowledge. So before I get into consistency, I think two of the most important things in this world, I call the 2 C's. This is a new one, said you ain't heard this one.
I ain't heard
The
this.
two
Yeah,
C's, right? Communication and consistency. I think those are two of the most important things in this world, right? And when it comes to consistency, change without consistency equals complacency, right? Like you're gonna stay in the same spot. Like if you just do something and you're not consistent with it, you're not gonna see a different result, right? Which the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. You have to change things and you have to be consistent with whatever change it is you implement, right? So consistency, focus daily on maximizing effort and energy. So like whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, whatever that goal is, you have to work consistently at it. So as an example, I'm very big in real estate right now and becoming a real estate investor. And all of so I was reading a bunch of different books. You know, I've read Relentless by Tim Grover. I've read Think and Grow Rich. I read what was the book I read after that? Rich Dad, Poor Dad. But once I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and I got some information that fed to one of the goals that I was trying to accomplish, I shifted a lot of other books that I was about to read. And now everything that I'm reading is focused around real estate, which was a goal I set out earlier this year, right? And I make sure that I read every day and it's very consistent and it energizes me, man. It really like I tell Said all the time, I'm always like, man, I just read this, Said, like, this, I just learned about this loophole. I just learned about this tax break. I just learned about, you know what I mean? And it's just very, very exciting. You know what I mean? But it's very important to remain consistent in whatever it is you're trying to do. So, you know, like with the working out example, if you're trying to get more physically fit, you need to make sure you're doing something every day to help you reach that goal. And that doesn't mean necessarily going to the gym every day. You know, you can make changes at home with the way you're eating. You can do push-ups. You can do sit-ups. What a lot of people don't realize is sleep is one of the most important things when it comes to your physical fitness. You need to make sure you're getting sleep. So you can't be staying up at all hours of the night and having an inconsistent sleep schedule. A consistent sleep schedule and getting an adequate amount of sleep is one of the most important things. So, you know, that's something you can do. But you have to remain consistent, you know, in whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. And then the last K in hack is knowledge. Learn new insights that can boost your confidence and authority in an area. Which again, that kind of goes back to the consistency piece, whether you're reading books on a consistent basis or finding other ways to continue to educate yourself and find knowledge. Whether, you know, if you're, you know, the University of YouTube, you know, if there's some seminars or some courses or classes being held in whatever, you know, field it is that you're looking to get into or whatever goal you're looking to accomplish, reaching out to individuals. There's Facebook groups on damn near every single topic. I just learned about that when it comes to wholesalers with, you know, which investors, real estate investors work with. So I just joined all these Facebook groups and I'm learning all type of very important information. But you got to go out there and seek the knowledge. You know what I mean? And find ways to continue to challenge yourself and educate yourself to build up on that knowledge. You know, there's a saying, right? Like, risk is defined by a lack of knowledge, right? The more you know about something, the less risky it becomes, right? So if you're trying to take risks, it's very important to take calculated risks, right? And all the calculated risk is, as opposed to a regular risk, is that you're more knowledgeable about whatever it is you're taking a risk on. So you're minimizing that risk, right? And, you know, if you know nothing about something and you do a lot of knowledge and you know 50% more about it, that's less risky than going into something that you know nothing about. You know what I mean? So it's just very important to continue to educate yourself in knowledge and search for knowledge in whatever your goals are, you know, and make sure that knowledge that you're learning applies and is applicable. I think in Think and Grow Rich, he talked about you know, about knowledge and the importance of its application. Like, knowledge without application is really a waste of time. Like, you just know stuff just to know stuff, which
you're a professional know-it-all.
You're a professional know-it-all. You know what I mean? If you can't apply it, you know, like, what is the benefit? You know, So yeah, that summarizes goal hack. And again, hack was an acronym, HACK, habits, adjustments, consistency, and knowledge. So with all that said, again, as always, I want to thank y'all, everybody who joins in. Me and Sarah really appreciate it.
No
This
doubt.
is, week 20, 20 episodes. We've been dropping a lot of good content. We've been getting a lot of good feedback. If y'all are interested in us discussing a particular topic, feel free to drop a comment, shoot us a message, comment on, one of our Instagram posts. We got TikTok videos we posting. And I know y'all keep hearing us say this time and time again, but we legitimately have a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline. We working a lot behind the scenes. Things don't happen overnight. It's a lot of coordination and things that have to happen. But we've made a lot of progress in certain areas, and once a few final things get checked off the list, that momentum is it's gonna really take off like a rocket. So again, we thank y'all. We appreciate y'all. Again, go check out the link in the bio. Links you to our websites where all of our kits are. And kits is an acronym for Keep It Thorough, for those of y'all that don't know. Our Keep It Thorough kits. Right. But go check out our kits. And you got anything else you want to add?
So I was saying, like you said, KIT is an acronym, Keep It Thorough, but also something that I just thought about as well too. It'll help you know more, impact daily, and think different, right? And so that's big too. You want to know more.
Hey, come on with it, man.
Impact
come
daily,
on with it, man.
You want to think different. Acronym king. You know what I'm saying? Self-proclaimed. But yeah, go and check out the kits. We definitely put a lot of time and effort into constructing something that can really be useful and give you an opportunity to
beneficial.
Y'all gonna see a lot of that in the upcoming weeks about being beneficial. And I'm excited about that too, to discuss that with you all and what that means and how that's representative of our brand and my brand. But yeah, that's going to be fun. That's going to be a fun thing to really embark on. I want you all to come with us and come with me on that journey of being beneficial. But yeah, definitely go and check out the kits. And if you guys have any, like he said, anything that you want to talk about, learn about, whatever the case may be, shoot me a message. What's my Instagram? @CedricLavelle, or shoot Eric a message at Who Is Eric Evans, or hit us up on our Keep It Thorough page, _Keep It Thorough. And we'll love to kind of construct some concepts and some ideas related to that topic and talk about it. And we'll even shout you out. You know what I'm saying?
No, 1,000%. We all about spreading the love.
Talk about, we'll create a concept behind it.
And if the concept is really dope enough, you know what I mean, we willing to bring somebody on. You know what I mean?
Right.
We can bring somebody on to talk about it.
And so this is just the beginning. Just the beginning, man.
Yeah.
We have a lot of stuff that's that we've been working on behind the scenes, and it's been fun. It's been a process. And Eric and I have really been ironing out things for a while now. But the vision had to be right. And the brand, like we were just talking about, the branding, not doing things to compromise your integrity, but really seeing yourself as a brand. But we really value our perception. We really value bringing value and bringing benefit to everybody that we encounter. This is why me and Eric are, you know what I'm saying, like this. This is my dog, you know what I mean? And we just want to elevate people and really motivate people to the highest level and to reach their fullest potential. So you guys keep tuning in. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Keep it thorough. We on the way, and we coming.
Hey, y'all know the saying, man. If you ain't doing nothing else, keep it thorough. I'll let y'all next time.
For sure.
Deuces.